Ladies and gentlemen, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Bergen County Freeholder Chairwoman Germaine Ortiz.
Please join me as we honor America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Please be seated. Before we introduce our first speaker, we'd like to acknowledge some of the dignitaries in attendance. We have Bergen County Executive Jim Tedesco, Sheriff Anthony Curitin and all the undersheriffs, a representative for Clerk John Hogan, Prosecutor Dennis Callow, a representative for Surrogate Mike Dressler, Freeholder Chairwoman Germaine Ortiz, Freeholder Vice Chair Mary Amoroso, Freeholder Pro Tempore Dr. Joan Voss, a representative for Freeholder David Gans, Freeholder Tom Sullivan, Freeholder Tracy Zur, Freeholder Steve Tonelli, Assemblyman Gary Scher, Oradell Mayor Diane Didio, Little Ferry Mayor Mauro Rugusio, Hillsdale Mayor John Ruocco, Cliffside Park Councilman Kenny Corcoran, Fairview Councilman Al Lucan, Bergen Newbridge Medical Center President and CEO Deb Visconi, a representative for Senator Joe Lagana, Assemblyman Chris Tully, and Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, Westwood Mayor John Berkner, Midland Park Mayor Harry Shortway, River Edge Councilman and Local 755 President Joe Gautier, River Edge Councilwoman Ellen Bustede, River Edge Councilwoman Michelle Kaufman, Edgewater Mayor Mike McPartlin, Saddlebrook Mayor Bob White, Paramus Councilwoman Holly Tedesco Santos, Ridgefield Mayor Anthony Suarez, Superintendent of Elections Patty DiCostanzo, Bergen County Technical Schools Superintendent Howard Lerner, Bergen Community College President Michael Redmond, Bergen County Board of Social Services Director Adina Yakub, Northwest Bergen County Utilities Authority Director James Rotundo, Bergen County Utilities Authority Director Bob Lau, Bergen County Board of Taxation Director Bob Layton, Bergen County Chief of Staff Michelle Diorgi, Deputy County Administrator Michael Bellucci, Deputy Chief of Staff Mark Shrieks, Senior Policy and Planning Advisor Pete Botsolis, and a representative for United States Senator Cory Booker. If we missed anyone, we do apologize. That was quite a lengthy list. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2019 State of the County. Our first speaker serves as the Bergen County Administrator. Please welcome Julian Niels.
Well, good afternoon. Wow, good afternoon. So, interestingly enough, I was given the opportunity to introduce the county executive this year. Last year I did it as well, and unfortunately, he was waiting to come in last year, and he didn't hear anything of what I had to say. So I thought about just reading what I wrote last year, since he didn't hear it, but we'll start over. But for those of you who have been with us through the first term, you know it has been quite the ride. And with what we've accomplished and what we set out to do, you know, with regard to the second term, I'm strapping my seatbelt on tight because I know what this man is like, and I know when he gets on a vision and an initiative, there's only one way: success. So prior to 2015, I did not know James J. Tedesco III. I quickly learned exactly who he is when I started with the County of Bergen. He tells it like it is, and it is like he tells it. And he's he is unwavering in his dedication, and he's all about determination. One thing I quickly learned as well, that Paramus is the center of the universe. And he and he is a son of Paramus. Interestingly, when I was watching a portion of the Oscars the other night, and I saw an Oscar film win, Green Book, written by Nick Villalonga. And where is he from? Paramus, born and raised in Paramus. But we've got our own Oscar-worthy person here in James Tedesco. But not to belabor it, but I came across just a passage as I was about to walk over, And I said, how fitting is this? I just have to read this. So this was written by Martin Luther King. And he said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. So those of you who know James Tedesco, you know where I'm going with this. Between having to be the first on scene at a fire, between having to be the first on scene if an employee is in need, between having to be the first on scene if a family member is in need, the first on scene for what your needs are, the first one to stand up for the employees and what the employees' needs are, the first one to remind us all of the bigger picture in everything that we're doing. And as I came across that, I said, this is James Tedesco. So I've been very fortunate in the 4 years that I have spent here in Bergen County and my trek I take from Essex each day to be exposed to that type of dedication in a public servant, which is very rare. Typically, you get elected to office and you just rest on your laurels, especially a place like Bergen County, very well established, very fortunate, and you let the government ride because it's ridden all along. But this is someone who came in and said, we're changing that mantra altogether, and we're going to guide the government where it needs to go, and we're going to do the things that we think are right for the people of Bergen County, regardless of the opposition that may be thrown in our way. So as I said, I think I'm going to make that a 4-point harness for our second term. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise to your feet and help me in welcoming our County Executive, James A. Tedesco.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. So hold off on the, so Julian talked a little bit about me as a person, but for those of you that know me personally, you know that I pretty much tell it like it is, to the good and the bad. I pretty much wear my emotions on my sleeve, and to the good and the bad. But I truly believe in the good of people. And I truly believe the 300-400 people that are here and the thousands of others that we have that work for Bergen County and what they mean every day and how they continue to make a difference every day in the lives of well over 1 million people. And so as I start my second term, let me end my first term by thanking all of you that every day come to work, every day do something positive, every day change the lives of the people of this county and making this county the best county in the state of New Jersey. Thank you to all of you. Good afternoon, Chairwoman Ortiz, members of the Board of Chosen Freeholders, our new sheriff, Sheriff Curitin, our clerk John Hogan, Judge Dressler, and an acting prosecutor, Dennis Callow, distinguished guests, county employees, and last but certainly not least, the residents of Bergen County. We are one Bergen County family. We celebrate our workers, our family members, and at times we must mourn them. It is a tragedy when we lose any member of our family, and our hearts are with those we lost this year, with their loved ones and everyone who misses them as we do. Let us take a moment to reflect on Parks employee Ronald A. Burnt. Public Works employee Thomas Meunier, and Public Works employee Thomas Epper. It is my honor to deliver my fifth State of the County address. I stand today proud of what we have accomplished together during our administration's first term and eager to build upon our works in the days, months, and years to come. Everything we have done so far and everything we will do in the coming years, we could only accomplish through our most valuable asset, you, our employees. Every single day, these unsung heroes of the County of Bergen keep this county moving forward through their commitment to meet the needs of the nearly 1 million residents of our 70 municipalities. As our most valued asset, our employees must be, in fact, valued. We value them by providing them with the resources they need to do their jobs. Things like training, proper safety equipment, a decent living wage, and a supportive work environment. Many of these things were not here when we got here, but they're here now. A comprehensive personnel manual that informs them of their rights, just 40 years overdue. Extensive IT upgrades to an outdated infrastructure to help them do their jobs more efficiently and allow access to critical employment information more easily. Mandatory job-specific safety training for all employees. Something that I fought for, and I'm happy to say, the state has followed our lead on a $15 minimum wage for all full-time employees, the first in the state of New Jersey. But we are not only concerned with our employees' work life, but also with their health and well-being. We launched the first of its kind evidence-based wellness program, which provides employees with a complete health assessment, complete fitness regimen, and an assigned trainer at the HUMC Fitness Center, powered by the New York Giants. All at no cost to the employee. We thank our partners at HUMC and MedPro, who teamed up with our health department to make this possible. From health to DPW, to law, to human services, to public safety, to administration and finance, to human services, to planning and engineering. Each employee has played a role in our success and will be an important part of our future. I want to take this time to recognize and thank two employees in particular who are shining examples of our incredible workforce. There's a young man who worked diligently over the past decade within the county adjuster's office, where he meticulously processes and manages thousands of case files and attends commitment hearings on behalf of the county. In addition to his very demanding day job, Adam Eng is an Olympic athlete. Adam somehow found time to train and compete in the 2014 and 2018 Special Olympics USA Games, where he has won silver and bronze medals. We are proud and grateful to have Adam serving the people of Bergen County. Adam is here with us today. Adam, please stand, and thank you for your service. Each year, we host an annual Employee Appreciation Day where we celebrate employees' anniversaries in 5-year intervals. And this year, remarkably, we celebrated someone very special who has marked her 51st year working for Bergen County Department of Public Works. For more than half a century, Barbara Lazari has handled permitting for the work of our county roads for each of those 18,250 days and counting. Barbara has been a cheerful, reliable worker, and Bergen County is a better place because she is here to serve. Barbara, please stand up, and thank you so much for your service. Two of our thousands of employees who come to work every day, do their job, ask nothing in return, but deliver to the people of this county and truly make a difference. Adam and Barbara, you represent the best of what we have here in Bergen County. And again, I thank you for everything you do every day for us. It's through the efforts and dedication of our employees and the hard work of this administration that we have built a sound fiscal foundation here in Bergen County. In order to appreciate fully what we have done and where we are going, it is important to remember where we started. Bergen County has always enjoyed a high credit rating, but upon taking office, I realized that we had a challenging task ahead. We discovered that the county had no tangible new revenue opportunities, that certain capital projects were underfunded, and short-term budget fixes needed to be corrected. We had to find ways not only to maintain the county's financial stability, but also to improve it in order to provide a solid fiscal foundation for generations to come. We immediately took action to find savings in county operations, and on my first day in office, I realigned the county police under the county sheriff's office, which has saved taxpayers more than $18 million through 2018. I remain committed to the concept of one law enforcement entity for the county because it's the right thing to do, and it is in the best interest of the people of Bergen County. If we had not taken that action, that $18 million would have come from the hardworking people of Bergen County. We have also pursued creative ways to generate revenue, and nowhere has that been more successful than many shared service agreements with our municipalities and other counties. These shared services, too numerous to list in our time here today, range from mechanical services, repair of vehicles, to interlocal health services, to 911 services, and yes, even plowing services. The fun fact, the county of Bergen salts and plows over 270 miles of roads in the following communities: Karlstad, 11.5 lane miles; Franklin Lakes, 63.5 lane miles; Hackensack, 65 lane miles; Lodi, 14 lane miles; Mahwah, 59.5 lane miles; and yes, even the connection between Passaic and Bergen counties, Skyline Drive in Oakland, 5.8 lane miles that we plow and salt. Since 2015, the county has earned nearly $17.5 million through shared services and has provided substantial savings to our partner municipalities and their residents. We have also used our Bergen County Improvement Authority, or better known as BCIA, more aggressively to allow our municipalities to benefit from the county's fiscal strength. Because of those efforts, since 2015, we have saved our cities and towns over $9 million in interest and borrowing costs. It doesn't stop there. Since we took office in 2015, through responsible management of county finances and smart investments, the county's fund balance, kind of like a savings account, has increased nearly 49% from $32.6 million to $48.7 million. Throughout my first term, Moody's Investor Services continued to award Bergen County its highest AAA credit rating. I thank our CFO, Joe Lupino, and his team for the diligence and commitment for continuing our AAA rating. But our work is not done. For this term, it has just begun. We are going to continue to find new shared services, new revenues, and new savings for our residents, many of which are already in progress. So stay tuned for them. Many of our strategies for continued growth will be borne out in our 2019 budget presentation to the freeholders. I want to take this opportunity to thank freeholder David Gans, our budget guru, for all his guidance through the years in helping prepare the county budget. Our economic growth would not be possible without vibrant business community. We value opportunities to help local businesses expand and draw new businesses here. Our business community helps make Bergen an economic engine for our state and our region. We know it, and we want you to know it. That's why we launched bergenforbusiness.com last year. This site is a one-stop shop for business leaders and site selectors to see potential properties, consumer and demographic statistics, and connect with our economic development team. Small business owners are the backbone of Bergen County's economy. Together with the Board of Chosen Freeholders, my administration established a new set-aside program to help open doors for small businesses owned by minorities, women, and veterans to contract with Bergen County. We believe that the people and businesses we work with should reflect the diversity in our communities, and setting aside 10% of contracted goods and services for these businesses helps us work towards that goal. We are fortunate here in Bergen County. We are one of the wealthiest counties, not only in the state of New Jersey, but also in the entire country. With a budget that exceeds $500 million, high per capita income, and high property values. But who are we if we do not take steps to protect protect the underserved and the less fortunate among us? 4 years ago, on February 27th, 2015, I promised a strong future for our county-owned hospital. I promised to renew its focus on its core functions while rebranding it to meet our growing needs in mental health, addiction programs, long-term care, and veteran services. On October 1st, 2017, we proudly celebrated the new beginning for New Jersey's largest hospital. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center welcomed Care Plus Bergen, a new innovative nonprofit leadership team that brings together behavioral health care from Care Plus New Jersey, addiction treatment and recovery support from Integrity House, clinical expertise, and new doctors from Rutgers, New Jersey Medical Center. Today, Bergen Newbridge has strengthened its core mission as a social safety net for the most vulnerable people in our county and our region, tackling the opioid crisis, supporting those struggling with mental health issues, and providing long-term care to seniors and people with disabilities. But that's not all. We recognize that while addiction is a disease that afflicts people across every economic circumstance, our residents with private insurance had to go elsewhere, even out of state, to enter detox and seek treatment. Now, the hospital accepts most private insurance, making recovery possible for more people in need right here, where their loved ones can visit and support them throughout the process. We thank Freeholder Tom Sullivan and the other members of the Freeholder Board for Tom's effort and for their efforts' ongoing commitment to the expansion of addiction services here in Bergen County. Thank you, Freeholders. Many questioned our decision to keep the hospital that didn't necessarily think it was the right choice. And let me just take a minute to say, when I chose to run for county executive, I had to make a decision. The previous administration had talked about selling what was then Bergen Regional. And I took a position that said, no, we weren't going to sell it. We were going to change it, and we were going to make it better. And we were going to make it someplace where the people of Bergen County could get the services that they needed. Well, I won. But when I won, I said, now I really have to do something. And you all know that I live in the center of the universe, Paramus. And every day, many times a day, I drive by that facility. And for the longest time, I would go home and I would think about, how am I going to make this work? What are we going to do? And I have to say that putting the team together that we did and choosing the best operator has allowed me now to pass there, smile, know we're doing the right thing, but most of all, I can sleep at night. Many questioned our decision, but didn't necessarily think it was the right choice. I have a few highlights of the first year and a half. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is highlighted in Modern Healthcare, a national top-read news outlet for healthcare executives and industry leaders. The first hospital in New Jersey to partner and connect to the statewide New Jersey Health Information Network, NJHIN. This shared service partnership provides information sharing among community partners targeting opioid abuse and prevention, transition of care, and immunizations. Becker Hospital Review has named President and CEO Deb Fisconi to its annual list of 143 women hospital and health system leaders to know. NJ Biz named Deb the NJ Biz Healthcare Hero Healthcare Professional of the Year Award recipient for 2019. Deb, I'd ask you and your team to stand up and take a bow. One of the biggest highlights of the hospital's accomplishments for me personally was the selection of Bergen Newbridge as a VA choice facility. This was truly a win-win for all and fulfilled the promise I made to the 40,000 veterans that call Bergen County their home. As a choice facility, tens of thousands of Bergen County veterans can see a doctor right here rather than having to go all the way to East Orange. It also encourages more vets to seek treatment that they need close to home and that they deserve. As I've said in the past, if we can't help a veteran, somebody that's taken part of their life, put it on hold to help and defend this country, who else should we be helping? I'm so glad, Deb, that we were able to get the VA contract and make Bergen Newbridge Medical Center a choice facility. I have always been clear about my steadfast support for those who risk their lives in service to their fellow Americans. Our veterans' needs go well beyond health care, and we must support them as they transition from active duty to civilian life. When I took office, I immediately expanded our Division of Veteran Services in order to develop key partnerships with other agencies, nonprofits, and community organizations to provide more services for vets. We have worked with public and private employers like Bergen Newbridge and the Port Authority to promote veteran employment opportunities and helped 110 veterans find jobs. All veterans in attendance, please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you for your service to our country. One of our biggest challenges was veterans' homelessness. We concentrated our efforts, and in partnership with the Housing Authority and other community members, in the past 4 years, we have eliminated veterans' homelessness and helped 281 veterans find permanent, affordable housing. One of our key partners in this effort is Bergen County Housing, Health, and Human Services Director, Julie Orlando. Julia has become a national expert on the eradication of homelessness. Julia, please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you for your efforts. Somebody making a difference every day. Throughout the continuation of our efforts to combat homelessness in all forms, we then targeted the chronic homelessness. These are individuals who have been repeatedly homeless, often struggling with mental illness or substance abuse that contributed to the vicious cycle of unstable housing. Our Housing First model allows residents to find stability in having a roof over their heads, giving them the security they need to begin addressing the other challenges in their lives. In 2017, we became the first county in the nation to end chronic homelessness. All Bergen County residents should have a safe place to call home. After our success housing veterans and addressing chronic homelessness, we targeted another group with unique housing needs and challenges. Our young people, LGBTQ young people, are twice as likely to experience youth homelessness and make up 40% of its population nationally. Last summer, We established the Youth Adult Homeless Task Force to identify and establish best practices for reaching and housing homeless teens and young adults. We are committed to helping these young men and women by helping them find a safe home, access to medical care, support services, financial aid, and job training. They are our future and deserve every opportunity to succeed. That starts with helping them find a place to rest their head each night. The challenges associated with mental illness were not common among the homeless, but we knew that many Bergen County residents from all backgrounds battle mental health issues. I've been a strong supporter of the stigma-free movement since it launched in Paramus in 2014. We established the Bergen County Stigma-Free Initiative in 2015 to reduce the stigma around mental illness and help create a culture of awareness and empathy around mental health. The County Division of Mental Health Services spearheaded this effort to help our communities eliminate stigma through education, and I'm proud to say that as of last year, all 70 of our municipalities have declared themselves stigma-free. If we continue to work to eliminate stigma by training more people in mental health first aid, creating broad awareness about how to support people in mental health crisis, and ensuring access to resources for those in need. In Bergen, we believe in protecting the rights of our residents, and the stigma in any form should not be tolerated. We understand that all people are worthy of inclusion and support in places where they live, work, and go to school. That's why we established the county's LGBTQ Advisory Committee in my first term. This past year, we held the county's first high school Gay-Straight Alliance Summit, bringing together LGBTQ teens and their allied peers from schools throughout Bergen County. The event, which would not have been possible without Freeholder Tracy Zur's leadership, was a huge success, drawing nearly 400 students, teachers, and staff. We are looking forward to seeing even more participation at the second annual event later this year. We have prioritized improving quality of life for all of our residents, making investments that will have a positive impact on the people who live and work here. We remain committed to education. We have funded education at historic highs and will continue to do so. We thank our partner, Dr. Michael Redmond at Bergen Community College, for his commitment to that institution, and Freeholder Chairwoman Jermaine Ortiz for her leadership on the Bergen County Board of the Bergen Community College Board. We also thank our partner, Dr. Howard Lerner, for the outstanding job he has done on our technical schools. We also thank Freeholder Dr. Joan Voss for her commitment to all things education and her ongoing support of county and public education. Over the 4 years, we've spent nearly $40 million to preserve open space, including more than $16 million in grants from 2018. In our parks, we hosted free movies and concert series throughout the entire county. We brought Winter Wonderland to Van Zorn so our families could enjoy holiday fun in a safe, festive setting. We performed 118 culvert repairs and 210 bridge repairs through 2018. We have repaired 51,426 potholes to date since coming to office. And yes, we delivered 1,856,204 meals through Meals on Wheels through 2018. We are committed to the health and well-being of all Bergen County residents and have taken steps to keep Bergen healthy. Early last year, we launched the Childhood Lead Program, taking a regional leadership role in preventing, tracking, and responding to lead exposure in children. We work with pediatricians and children's health clinics to educate the public on the need to screen children's blood for lead. Our county health department manages these cases to ensure follow-up medical care and testing occurs. Our Bergen Bites Back initiative protects the public from mosquito and insect-borne illnesses. We all remember the West Nile scare last year. We are using science-based, environmentally sound methods to target mosquito populations throughout the county in air, by land, and by sea. We introduced mosquito larvae eating fish to our waterways and conducted precise spraying techniques from the air and on the ground. Our Division of Mosquito Control brought on an entomologist, a scientist who studies insects, to help guide our efforts. We are also creating a geographic database to enhance our ability to track and address mosquito breeding locations. This past year, we announced that forensic pathologists from Rutgers, our partner at Bergen Newbridge, would lead the county medical examiner's office. The Bergen County Medical Examiner's Office is highly regarded throughout New Jersey for its work. Through this partnership, the first of its kind in New Jersey, the Medical Examiner's Office serves as a teaching and research site for the medical school's pathology program and will play a leading role in the future of medical education across our state. Through our ARCH program, we have stationed a nurse at our shelter who screens shelter residents for illness and medical risks, provides education about staying healthy, and links guests to other medical care and services, another first of its kind. I often say that Bergen County's diversity is our strength. We have nearly 1 million residents of different races, ages, faiths, economic circumstances, gender identities, and sexual orientation. Embracing diversity means supporting our residents at every age as well. As one of the first counties in the United States to establish a senior service office back in 1966, our older residents have always been a priority in Bergen County. Last year, we embraced the World Health Organization's Age-Friendly Communities Program, which identifies 8 domains of livability: outdoor spaces and buildings, transportation, housing, social participation, respect, social inclusion, civic participation, and employment, communication, and information, and community support and health services. We will use county planners and other resources to assist municipalities in being age-friendly in the development of their activities. A small component of this effort, we have just kicked off a partnership with the State Health Department to collect and refurbish hearing aids to be provided to low-income seniors in need. A major focus of my administration, in addition to our residents' health and welfare, is their safety. Public safety is among our top priorities. We have engaged in a series of partnerships with our county prosecutor and county sheriff for the safety of our residents. Operation Helping Hand, spearheaded by our Attorney General, Grabir Graywall, then our Bergen County prosecutor, combined public safety with public health, where drug offenders suffered from addiction were given treatment as an alternative to criminal prosecution. This initiative also involved the county health department and local support services. After the Parkland shooting, I was inspired to watch young people take the lead and demand that adults do more to keep them safe. I was honored to join hundreds of students, teachers, and parents at the local March for Our Lives on the steps of the courthouse. We also hosted Moms Demand Action, a national grassroots gun sense organization, to speak about the importance of gun violence prevention and raise support for common sense gun law. We agree that every person in this country has a role to play in keeping our community safe from gun violence. It was that spirit that, in my 2018 State of the County address, I announced that my administration was partnering with the prosecutor's office and the sheriff's office to use digital mapping technology to keep county schools and facilities safe. In the event of an active shooter, first responders on the scene can view on a handheld device an interactive site blueprint with the location of fellow police officers, firefighters, and EMTs. Our next step is to work with local school districts, as well as the private and parochial schools in Bergen County, to expand this technology and help keep all of our students and educators safe. This initiative is in large part funded through the forfeiture funds, thereby reducing the cost to taxpayers. Another initiative, the School Safety Task Force, spearheaded by our county prosecutor, is a partnership among the sheriff, our administration, law enforcement, school boards, and other education professionals, elected officials, and private sector security to develop safety protocols in an active shooter incidents, which are all too common today. Training of school personnel by mental health professionals and security experts. Infrastructure upgrades and operational procedures, all to help make our schools safer. The SSTF will incorporate the best practices and SOPs into an accreditation criteria and encourage participation by all educational institutions. Our freeholder, Mary Amoroso, serves as the Legislative Committee Chair of the task force, and I thank Mary and the Freeholder Board for your efforts in this endeavor. Thank you. I also need to say and acknowledge and thank our law enforcement partners, Acting Prosecutor Dennis Callow and Sheriff Anthony Curitin, for their unwavering support to work together with this administration to ensure the safety of the people of Bergen County. While you heard me read some examples of what we've done, it doesn't happen without cooperation. I could say 5 years ago when I sat as a freeholder and as I was running for office, there was no communication between administration and law enforcement. Matter of fact, it was adversarial. Today, I'm happy to call the prosecutor and sheriff not only my friend, but my partner in making sure that the people of Bergen County get the safety and are committed to the safety of the people of Bergen County. Thank you. After a tragic school bus accident took the lives of Miranda Vargas and Jennifer Williamson, I grieve with my fellow community in Paramus. In the weeks that followed, I worked with our local, state, and federal officials to advocate for improved bus safety measures. Since the accident, the county has funded the purchase of 7 buses that meet the newest safety standards for the county schools bus fleet serving the academies, technical schools, and special service schools. We will continue to fund upgrades to this fleet this year and beyond to ensure that every child that rides a bus has a harness and a seatbelt. Beyond the county schools, we are prioritizing road safety for all our residents with our partners at the New Jersey Transportation Planning Authority through the Street Smart campaign. We remind both pedestrians and drivers that we can save lives by paying attention and following the rules of the road. Combined with infrastructure projects like rumble strips on roadways, upgraded crosswalks, improved lighting, and pedestrian countdown signals, we are supporting efforts to keep kids and families safe when they're traveling on foot or by car. This year, just like the first weeks of our first term, we faced a fire that devastated Bergen County residents. In Edgewater 4 years ago, we saw the potential consequences of building without proper fire suppression. I continue to advocate for stronger fire codes for residential construction and urge our leaders in Trenton to take action. Last month, we saw Bergen County landmark, the Markel paper mill, go up in flames. When disasters happen, the county springs into action. It was one of the coldest days of the year. When trucks, hoses, and hydrants froze, our Office of Emergency Management was there to manage the thawing unit that had been purchased by the county years ago to have it sent and get the equipment de-iced. They also flew our emergency response drone over the site during and after the firefighting operation. County Mechanical Services provided mechanics to repair trucks on site and brought our fuel trucks to refuel other responding vehicles. The Department of Public Works provided crews and machinery to help dig out fire equipment that was buried in ice. Our Division of Community Transportation provided a bus to shuttle firefighters back and forth from the scene so that they could enter the warming center. The county hazmat team led environmental monitoring for the community and provided expertise on the site for Elmwood Park Fire Department and its mutual aid partners. After the fire was out, our administration worked with Markel and our State Department of Labor to help the 500 workers who were newly unemployed. When our residents need us, we are there. At this time, I'd like to ask all those employees who participated in the response to the Markel fire to please stand so I can acknowledge you and thank you. And we know we're often needed when it isn't an emergency, but people may not know quite where to or how to begin. That's why we will be the first in New Jersey to establish a 311 non-emergency hotline. By dialing 311, residents will have a single point of entry for information about all county resources, services, and support. This is another example of our efforts to make county government more accessible to the people we serve. And while my notes don't say it, I do need to give a shout out to the director, Frank Del Vecchio. Frank, it was your guidance and your leadership that helped bring this to fruition, and for that I want to thank you. From 311 to 911, I believe that over the next 4 years, Bergen County should migrate towards a centralized 911 for police, fire, and medical calls. A countywide system would make it faster, would make it far easier to upgrade ever-evolving technology, to control costs, and to ensure dependable, secure operation from a centralized and state-of-the-art center that we have in Bergen County. The Director of County Communications will be putting a group together to explore how Bergen County can provide countywide 911 for all 70 municipalities. Today, the Bergen County Communications Center serves 21 towns and acts as a 911 secondary alternate call routing center for all of Bergen County, other county agencies, and county emergency resource phone service. Some recent statistics at our 911 center. In 2017, the total number of 911 and administrative calls totaled 478,839. In 2016, that number was 255,283. So you could see just by that alone how the County of Bergen is continuing to expand and answer 911 calls throughout Bergen County. We have the most enhanced technology there is today. One of the drivers that's going to make this happen, I'm convinced, is that local municipalities aren't going to be able to afford the continued upgrade and the cost to man their 911 centers. I'm proposing that the County of Bergen step up, eliminate that cost, but provide this truly vital service for all of the people of Bergen County. From 911 to the great outdoors, what a difference. Located in the foothills of the Ramapo Mountains, Darlington County Park offers 127 acres of lakeside fun for the entire family. The park contains 3 lakes. 2 of these lakes permit swimming with white sand beaches, while the 3rd allows fishing. This year, we will be upgrading the lake infrastructure, clearing overgrown areas, replacing a pavilion, upgrading volleyball and basketball courts, repairing pathways and roads, along with having a vendor for ice cream and beverages. As we look to enhance the experience of Darlington Park, we are exploring many new and innovative opportunities. We will be looking into adding a water feature inspired by Lego, a new interlocking and modular play water feature by Wybit, which is a world leader in these types of water products, installing a splash pad, new prefab shade structures, and a small mini golf area, paddle boats and canoes for recreation activities on the 3rd lake, and many other changes. The potential of Darlington Lake is endless. This is just an example of what jewels we have in our park system. We will continue to invest in our parks so that all residents of Bergen County may enjoy the splendor, tranquility, beauty, and recreational opportunities they offer while preserving open space enhancing environmental health, and protecting significant cultural and historic sites for current and future generations. I need to thank Freeholder Steve Tonelli for his commitment and working the considerable time and effort to the state of our parks. And as we move forward, I look forward to his help as we continue to design and improve our park system. Thank you, Freeholders. Speaking of historic sites, the Hackensack Waterworks site has sat idle for many years. Over the years, many concepts have been discussed, but no real decision has been made on what to do with this large brick structure that borders the towns of Oradell and New Milford. Today, I am announcing that Bergen County will explore converting the Hackensack Waterworks building into the Bergen County Museum. Why a museum? Bergen County is the largest county in the state and has no museum. Bergen County is filled with historical artifacts that are not on display, but sitting in dark cellars all over the county. We have many historic sites throughout the county, but not one that carries all the history of Bergen County. A county with our deep history that dates back to 1683 should have a place that tells its story for everyone to experience. Over the next 4 years, we will work with many partners like the Bergen County Historical Society, various other historical societies, the Barrymore Film Commission, and many more to come, so that we can come up with a unique and comprehensive plan for the Bergen County Museum. To help create the Bergen County Museum and increase its outreach, we will be recommending some changes to our county charter and organizational design. I will be asking the Freeholder Board to consider creating a department called Economic Development, Tourism, Historic and Cultural Affairs. Today, we have an economic development group who has opened the door to business partners throughout New Jersey, the United States, and internationally. The EDC has developed relationships with the New York Football Giants, Samsung, American Dream, our 5 hospitals, which make up the largest employment segment in Bergen County, and many other business leaders throughout Bergen County. Our historic and cultural team is a perfect fit as we move towards a Bergen County Museum. Adding tourism to this group will bring the majority of visitor segments working together. Information that is more detailed will be presented when we make the formal request to the Freeholder Board for its consideration of creating the department. Over the past 4 years, we have continually looked at how each of our departments are structured, and they are set up in a way to provide the types of services required and demanded by the Bergen County taxpayers. In reviewing the departments during 2019, we will be recommending the creation of the Department of Transportation that encompasses all aspects of transportation and transportation-related services. Those under consideration are Division of Community Transportation, Meals on Wheels, pool vehicles, fleet inventory, the purchase of new vehicles oversight, and mechanical services. We will also be launching the construction department. Legislation was recently passed for Bergen County to do in-house inspections of our facilities so that we don't burden local municipalities. We will be moving to not only have inspections, but the potential to offer this as a shared service. We will also look at bringing all construction work throughout the county into this department so that it can be better managed. When it comes to investment in our public transportation and infrastructure, I will continue to be a broken record. For the past 4 years, this county has continued advocating for funding to complete the construction of the Bergen-Hudson Light Rail. That would extend the line to provide a one-seat ride for Bergen commuters. We have been a constant voice for removing the Route 17 bottleneck and congestion across Route 4. I will not stop working and advocating for this on behalf of our residents. In the meantime, we are taking action to improve travel within Bergen County. We have secured grant funding from the NJTPA to repair or replace the aging Anderson Street Bridge, which links the business districts of the two of our largest communities, Teaneck and Hackensack. Many of our residents commute across the bridge every day, and improving critical infrastructure like this will have a real tangible impact on people's lives. If any of you have seen the news over the last few days, you've seen that this has been in the headlines. The project cost is somewhere north of $20 million. We need the help of our federal and state partners to get that money. While that bridge is an important link to the success of this county, it's also an expensive fix. We need to have our federal partners contribute and make it so that we can repair that bridge. Since no funding is on the horizon for the Bergen-Hudson Light Rail, I will be asking the Bergen County Board of Chosen Freeholders to pass a resolution requesting that New Jersey Transit remove the name Bergen from Bergen-Hudson Light Rail. Leaving the name Bergen implies that the rail includes Bergen County, which we all know is not the case. Why mislead the public? Instead, it should say Hudson Light Rail. I hope that in the near future, we will be able to bring back Bergen to its name and have the Bergen-Hudson Light Rail come to Bergen County. It's time for our leaders in Trenton and Washington to get these things done. While I am willing to work every day with our partners here in the state and the federal government, they need to work for us. This isn't about them being good people. They are good people, and I know they want to help. But Bergen deserves the help just like any other county in this state. We contribute the most and get the least. We need their help. I'm asking them to give us their help. While Bergen County is the largest county in the state of New Jersey, we certainly can't change the world. But as a group, as employees, as individuals, we can change things every day. Each one of you, as I said, makes a difference every day. And while the world does need more love, we have a tremendous amount of love here in Bergen County. Here in Bergen County, we've gotten things done through partnership and dedication, and I will continue to do so. I can't thank you all enough for coming. Now, let's get to work on our second term. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, everyone.